Welcome to the Deep Dive. We sift through fascinating sources to pull out the insights that matter for you. And today, wow, we have an extraordinary journey to unpack. We're looking at one individual, his family, a story stretching across 7 countries. Think about that. And 5 different religions within that one family. Plus, there's this homemade elixir made from some really unexpected ingredients. A listener shared this amazing case study. Starts near the Chinese-Vietnamese border, travels all over, and ends up with family in Japan and France. So, our mission today, connect the dots, understand the karma, find the wisdom in this unique life.
Yeah, what's so captivating here is how this one family's story really mirrors these big human themes. The search for belonging, trying to stay healthy, that quest for spiritual truth. It's all in there. We'll be digging into the why behind their journey, the consequences of their choices, and the connections that pop up when you look deeper. Get ready for some real aha moments, I think, stuff that'll stick with you.
Absolutely. Okay, let's start with the family's, global odyssey. It's really something.
Yeah.
So the core family, based in Japan but with Chinese-Vietnamese roots, and their journey from China to Vietnam, then Laos, Thailand, Taiwan, then Japan. But wait, there's more. The father and some siblings later moved to France. And the son, the person whose story this mainly is, he traveled between Japan, China, Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Taiwan, back to Japan 6 times before getting a permanent visa. It just makes you ask, why so much movement? Why never really settling down?
That's a key question, isn't it? And looking through that karmic lens, you start seeing patterns. This kind of nomadic life, it's often not just random. It can echo past life stuff, maybe tendencies from being, say, traveling merchants, like gypsies always moving. But there's another layer here, possibly deeper karma, like the karma from rejoicing when your own army conquered another land. That act, even just feeling happy about others being forced to flee, can create this energy, this karma, that manifests in this life as maybe needing to move, constantly being uprooted.
Wow, that's deep. Just your emotional reaction having consequences down the line. And the diversity continues when you look at their spiritual lives. It's amazing. You've got the father, a Taoist, the mother worshipped Guanyin, the son we're focusing on, he becomes a Buddhist, the 6th sister, Christian, and the other 6 siblings, initially no specific religion. It's like a mosaic of faith in one family. How does that even happen? It's just different paths under one roof.
Well, it really highlights something important. Without steady spiritual guidance, consistent exposure to Dharma, the truth, paths diverge. The differences often come from not regularly hearing wise counsel. Maybe instead they were exposed more to what's called Dharachan Katha, basically. Worldly chatter, irrelevant stories, not spiritual teachings. So without that solid foundation, people follow their own inclinations, their past karma. But the son finding Buddhism specifically, that's often linked to past merit. Good deeds done with the Dharma community in previous lives, creating a connection that pulls him back.
Fascinating. Those past connections really do ripple forward. Okay, now let's get to this really central part of the story, the father's miracle cure. So when he was young, maybe 15 or 16, a relative gives him this bottle of pickled liquor, ya dong lao in Thai. He'd been in a fight, badly bruised, and this stuff healed him in just a day or two. Miraculous.
Trina, I can imagine. For a young guy, that must have seemed incredibly powerful.
Exactly. He treasured that one bottle. So naturally, when it ran out, and by this time he's living in Laos, he thinks, okay, I'll make my own. And this is where the ingredients, they're memorable. He used 60-degree white liquor and mixed in living creatures, seahorses, centipedes, snakes.
Wow.
Yeah. Steep them in these huge glass jars, 20, 30 liters sometimes. He'd top up the liquor monthly, replace the animals every couple of years. And he used it for aches, bruises. The whole treatment was quite involved. Cupping first, drawing out bad blood after pricking the skin.
Traditional.
Then burning Chinese herbs on ginger slices placed on the skin. And finally, rubbing on pickled liquor. But importantly, he also gave patients a small bottle, maybe 720 cc, and told them to drink a little, 1020 cc, before bed.
It's really something how that one early experience shaped his beliefs so strongly, to the point of using these extreme methods. But these actions had consequences for him, right? His health suffered quite a bit. Early on, there was that serious illness, hospitalized for 6 years. After carrying heavy liquor for a wedding, started vomiting blood.
6 years, yeah.
That specific illness connects back. It's often linked to past karma of overworking others, maybe animals or people in farming, pushing them beyond their limits, causing that kind of exhaustion and suffering in others. It can come back as physical breakdown in this life.
So that was a direct echo. But his health problems didn't stop there, did they? Later, at 81, he becomes paralyzed on one side, constant body aches, Doctors in France basically said palliative care at home is the only option.
Right. And that paralysis, again, there's a clear karmic link.
Yeah.
It strongly connects to past karma of, say, caging animals for sale, restricting their freedom, causing suffering through confinement.
Oh, okay.
That act of denying liberty often returns as physical restriction, like paralysis. And you combine that past karma with the current karma of using living animals in his medicine. It creates this potent mix of negative energy that eventually ripens, manifesting as the paralysis, the aches. It shows how it all connects.
It really does. But I have to ask the tough question here. He believed he was helping people, healing them. Doesn't that count for something? Doesn't helping others bring merit, even if the method was questionable?
That's a crucial point. And yes, there is some merit in the intention to heal and genuinely helping relieve human suffering. But, and this is critical, the demerit from the actions involved here far outweighs that potential merit. The main issue is using living animals. The immense suffering inflicted creates very heavy negative karma, period. Plus, there's the secondary issue, giving people liquor to drink. It could lead to abuse, addiction. That creates negative karma for the producer, too.
Right.
And when that heavy negative karma bears fruit, it can lead to serious problems. Mental issues like madness or reduced capacity, maybe for him or even descendants, and often a shorter lifespan, directly linked to the suffering caused to those animals. It's a stark lesson in ethical consequences.
A very sobering lesson. Intentions aren't enough if the means cause harm. Okay, let's shift to the mother. Her passing also involves this liquor, in a way. She died at 70, visiting the father in France. Said she felt tired, head was itchy, took a bath, and the father, still believing in his cure, massaged her with the liquor and gave her some to drink. She went to lie down and was found passed away the next morning. So the question is, was it the liquor or just her time? And spiritually, where did she go?
Well, the timing suggests it wasn't the liquor itself that caused her death. It was simply her time. Her lifespan was complete. But here's the fortunate part. Because of the merit her son dedicated to her, she had a very good rebirth. She became what's called a bumatewa, a type of earth-dwelling deity. It's a favorable realm, a good outcome.
That's incredibly comforting, knowing his actions helped her so much. And speaking of the son, at her funeral in France, he did something quite specific. He placed monastic robes from a katina ceremony he'd participated in. That's a big merit-making event, right?
Very significant merit, yes, offering robes to the Sangha.
Right. He put those and pictures of his other merit activities near her coffin. Then he meditated, talked to her, urged her to recall her good deeds. Did she? Did she get it? Did she understand and receive that merit right then?
She would have been present, certainly aware of him, feeling his intention and love. That connection is strong. Now, did she fully grasp the complex meaning of merit like, say, an advanced practitioner might? Probably not completely, but that act of dedication itself was incredibly powerful. It worked. It essentially gave her a spiritual boost, helping to close off the possibility of rebirth in lower suffering realms. And it guided her toward that favorable bumatewa state. His effort absolutely made a difference.
His devotion had a real tangible impact.
That's amazing. Okay, back to the father, who is still alive but paralyzed. The son, seeing his father suffer and remembering his father's faith in the liquor, he's thinking about using it to treat him, based on everything we've discussed. Would this help? Is this the right thing to do?
This is such a critical point with huge spiritual weight. The short answer is no. Drinking the liquor would not help him. In fact, it would likely cause him to lose consciousness as he nears the end. And that could lead to what's called a darkened mind, jai morn. That state at the moment of death is crucial. A darkened mind leads to a poor rebirth. Okay, so definitely no drinking it. What about just applying it externally?
Even just applying it externally. While physically less harmful, it still carries risk. His mind might cling to the sensation, the smell, the memory of the liquor. And worse, it might bring up subconscious images of the suffering animals used to make it.
Ah, I see.
That clinging, those images, could also lead to a darkened mind at that critical moment. You see, the state of mind right at death, clear or dark, Sairyu morn, determines the next destination. It's paramount. The best help the son can give now is to encourage peaceful, virtuous thoughts. Help his father recall past good deeds. Keep the mind clear.
That clarity of mind at the end, it really seems to be everything.
Wow.
Okay, let's look at the sisters. Two of them, the second and seventh, had mental health struggles, seeing deceased relatives, things like that. The second sister, interestingly, got better through chanting after she'd been jailed for drug dealing. But the seventh sister is apparently still in a psychiatric hospital. What kind of karmic background might lead to these experiences, these visions and mental illnesses? And is there real hope for healing?
Conditions like these often trace back to past karma related to intoxicants, usually alcohol. Things like producing it, selling it, promoting it, maybe even heavy consumption in past lives. These actions tend to cloud the mind, create instability. That karmic result can manifest later as mental afflictions, hallucinations, seeing spirits, that kind of thing.
So it directly impacts mental clarity.
Exactly. But the good news is, healing is possible in this lifetime. Look at the second sister chanting helped her. It creates positive mental states, focuses the mind. For the seventh sister, or anyone in a similar situation, consistent Dharma practice is key. Observing precepts, especially avoiding intoxicants, meditation. With sustained effort, encouragement, a supportive environment, yes, they can definitely find relief and overcome these patterns.
That's a really hopeful perspective. There's agency there. And another shared pattern, divorce. Both the son and the sixth sister in France went through divorces. Is there sometimes a shared karmic reason when siblings experience something like that?
Yes, there often is a shared karmic element or similar patterns at play. In their cases, it seems linked to differences with their partners in core areas: faith, commitment to precepts, general views on life. When these fundamental things aren't aligned, conflict arises. Plus, there's the idea of shared merit. You build up positive connections with someone over lifetimes. If that shared merit is limited, once it kind of runs out, the underlying differences surface strongly and separation can happen. It really underlines how important shared values and ongoing shared good deeds are for a lasting relationship.
A different way to think about compatibility, for sure. Let's focus now on the son's personal journey, our central figure. He had this really varied start, learning Chinese and French in a Vietnamese temple, even a short time as a monk. Ended up as a Chinese chef in Tokyo, but then struggles. Frequent job changes. A business failed after a friend cheated him. What's the karmic explanation for that kind of financial instability and those setbacks?
Yeah, that pattern often links back to specific past actions. Things like stinginess, not being generous when opportunities arose, maybe procrastinating on doing good deeds, and sometimes having cheated others in the past oneself.
The cheating comes back around.
Exactly. When you're stingy or delay good actions, the flow of positive results, positive karma, becomes weak or uneven. And when that positive energy dips, negative karma from the past gets a chance to ripen, causing problems like job losses, financial trouble, being betrayed. It's cause and effect.
A very clear example. But his life took a major turn, didn't it, despite the hardships? He divorced his Japanese wife, lost contact with his sons because of money troubles. Really tough stuff. But then a pivotal encounter at a Dharma center in Tokyo. That led him fully into Buddhism, connected him with the community, and eventually he became a Dharma heir, someone recognized to carry on the teachings. That's significant.
Very significant, yes.
And he actively shares the Dharma now with people from all backgrounds. Yet there's a struggle in his own practice. He meditates daily, diligently, but hasn't had those deep spiritual insights yet, hasn't seen the Dharma, as he says. Why would someone so dedicated find it hard to progress in meditation?
It's a really common challenge, actually. And often it boils down to mental focus or lack thereof. His mind, even during meditation, is likely still pulled by worries, lingering concerns about money, about his father's health. So instead of staying anchored on the meditation object, the light, the Buddha image, whatever it is, his thoughts drift to problems, future plans.
That internal chatter.
Precisely. That agitation prevents the deep stillness, the single-pointed concentration that's needed for insight to arise. The advice is always, persist. Gently, consistently bring the mind back. Try to let go of those worries during the practice. If you can achieve that real stillness, the progress will come. He will eventually see the Dharma. It just takes patience and discipline letting go.
So keep practicing, keep letting go. It's about calming that internal noise. And his relationship with the Dharma community itself has been a bit up and down, right? Strong past merit connection, clearly. But also times when he left due to conflicts, then came back, often when things got tough externally.
That pattern suggests a mix of karma, too. It points to maybe inconsistent merit-making in the past, or perhaps past disagreements within the community itself. These things can create karmic ripples, causing temporary separation, pulling him away. But his deeper positive connection, the good deeds, were strong enough to always draw him back, especially when he needed support. The advice for him now would be, make merit wholeheartedly, consistently, and make a strong resolution to stay with the community, to not waver. That strengthens the positive connection for this life and the future, helps avoid those separations.
What an incredible journey. This deep dive, it's shown so much. This family story, it really hammers home how interconnected everything is. Past actions, present choices, future results. From that mysterious elixir and its unintended consequences to the simple power of compassion, of generosity. Every choice, big or small, shapes not just our own life, but the lives of those connected to us.
Indeed. It's a powerful illustration that just knowing isn't enough. It's understanding and applying the knowledge that matters. The story really stresses how vital a clear mind is, particularly at life's end, and it shows how things we see as external migration, different beliefs are often just reflections, echoes of our own internal karmic patterns. It definitely pushes us to think about the ethics of our actions, even well-intentioned ones, and the importance of cultivating positive mental states consistently. They truly shape everything.
So the takeaway for you, listening in, what does this all mean? Maybe the most provocative thought from this deep dive is this. Think about it. Every feeling, every thought you have, every interaction, it's all contributing to the clarity or the cloudiness of your mind right now. And ultimately, that mental clarity, that's maybe the most valuable thing you possess. It influences your happiness now, your peace, and your ultimate destination. So the question is, what will you choose to feed your mind with today? How will you guard that clarity?